There was 500 speakers, 15,000 creators, and I think they attended 30,000 people.
I think the overall vibe was inspiring for me. And it wasn't really that you go and you think, I'm going to learn so much. But you go to be inspired. You go to network, to meet incredible people. I think one of the key takeaways from the summit was to stop worrying about perfection. It's not about you and how polished you look, but it's about your message that you're getting out.
Creativity doesn't have any age. It doesn't have any race. It has no status. Creativity is just from the heart. Welcome to the Style Moguls Podcast. I'm your host, Maryum Sharif, and welcome to the Dubai edition. New glasses, new vision, and I'm in Dubai currently. So I will be bringing for the next few episodes some fellow creators, founders, and friends. Today I'm joined by Lisa Hugo, and she is a fellow creative, founder, and podcaster. And I've been attending the 1 Billion Followers Summit. It's organized by the UAE government. It had 3 iconic stations, like iconic places where it was hosted. And I want to talk all about it with Lisa. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm thrilled
I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, we met in London briefly, but it's nice to see a fellow creative and podcaster.
We have been following each other for many years.
Yeah.
We only met for the first time last year, mid last year. And now, well, we're keeping up the appearances.
Yeah, no, it's lovely because we were both at the summit and I wanted to share our experiences. For me, it was the first time. I heard about it last year, the 1 Billion Followers Summit, and I was like, I'm going to attend this year. And here we are, and it's your first time as well.
It was my first time as well. I had thought about going last year, and I saw all the hype. And in fact, there were so many events and summits going on at the same time on the same weekend last year with Mind Valley and the 1 Billion Followers Summit. And I think there was a bit of competition. And I think this year, they amalgamated together and made that happen. So the competition wasn't there, but it was an incredible experience for me too.
Yeah. I heard that there was 500 speakers, 15,000 creators, and I think they attended 30,000 people.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's 3 different places where iconic, beautiful buildings. So you had the DIFC, you had Emirates Towers, and for me, the most beautiful is the Museum of the Future.
Absolutely.
Stunning. How breathtaking. I was just in awe. I mean, I came in 2019 and I saw it being built and it wasn't completed. And oh my gosh, how beautiful is it? So just being in that kind of presence and energy of creators, let's talk about what it mean to be in that space in the summit? Like, what were any special moments that you had? What was that feeling?
I think the overall vibe was inspiring for me. And it wasn't really that you go and you think, I'm going to learn so much. But you go to be inspired. You go to network, to meet incredible people, to see the people that we see on social media and meet them in person.
Yeah.
And are they the same person in person that they appear to be on social?
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because you see these social media kind of influencers with huge millions of followers, and are they the same? So any experiences of or moments or conversations that you've shared that you felt like, yeah, these are highlights for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think almost everyone that I met is pretty grounded and down to earth, regardless of the amount of followers that they had. We are all humans and we are all normal people, and nobody is necessarily put on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And even the people who are the biggest names in the industry, they all have their own little insecurities and their own, they're not perfect. They're not, I don't know how to put that. But
well, it was all about being authentic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And to be authentic, you are not perfect. You know, we're all flawed and we all have our vices. And I remember we were walking down. I think we were going towards the auditorium. We bumped into Prince EA. And, I've seen his videos and I find him to be such a grounded, present, warm human being. Absolutely lovely.
He was so ready to just greet us and share.
Arms.
Yeah, open arms. Yeah, hugged. even though we'd never met us before.
Yeah, it was like we're meeting friends.
Yes, yeah.
And that was beautiful. I also really enjoyed Christo.
I
Did you
didn't see Chris, unfortunately. I was in another
Brilliant
workshop.
branding expert and love him. And I remember seeing him the first day and then the second day from Mind Valley. And he's like, oh, I remember you. So I was like, yeah, I got my presence going on. So I liked that. And for me, I think conversations when I was doing, was in the long queue for Simon
I
Square.
missed that one too. That was on my bucket
You know
list.
what?
But I was again in another session.
They were overlapping.
They were overlapping. Yeah. Too many great speakers and great topics.
But I found Simon to be absolutely just an incredible human being. Just the same as he is in social media, real great presence. And then he was doing this interview with also Max Amini. I don't know if you went to that. So there was, he's a comedian, Iranian American, and what an amazing evening. There was an additional tickets to that. So we went to that. And
yeah, no, I did.
Also, what an amazing, I think he has 8.5 million followers on social media. So the other thing I want to talk about is that we had this whole sense of community that, they talked about creating community at the event. What do you feel regarding how does one build community if they're just starting off?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think
Because it's a big pool of, especially center stage in Dubai. How do you start off and build your community?
Well, you have to start with what you have.
Yeah.
And you have to start with what are your natural talents and what are the things which you can offer.
Yes.
So you've got to work around your passions and your skills.
Knowing yourself.
And you have to be yourself. Be authentic and attract people to you by being you.
Exactly. Again, so be who, and sometimes people be somebody else. I felt like some people that are on social media aren't actually genuinely there themselves. They're trying to act like someone else. And I think the audience is very savvy now. They're very, they can see through who is genuine and who is not. I think that's also, as with social media, in the last few years, the more that we see, the more we recognize who is genuine and who isn't. Yeah.
I think one of the key takeaways from the summit was to stop worrying about yourself.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about perfection before you get started on anything. And stop worrying about, oh gosh, I can't record anything until I've got my hair perfect and my makeup perfect. And then you never do it. If you've got a great idea,
Yes. Yeah.
it's not about you and how polished you look, but it's about your message that you're getting out. And the content which is people are most resonating with and connecting with going forward in a digital age, in an AI-driven world where half of what we see, we don't even know if it's real.
Right.
People are going to connect more with raw authenticity. And so I think as women in particular, we have to get over this feeling that everything has to be perfect before you can hit that record button.
Yeah.
And I know that's something I fight with all the time. I can't, I'm not in the mood. Oh, I have to go and do my makeup. Oh, I'll put it off till tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. We still have to look good. And of course, this is
Yes,
your
of course.
area of,
I feel like
wisdom.
looking after yourself and just being present and dressed well, not fully head to toe makeup. You don't have to be like you're going out for the evening, but at least have some kind of a signature style that you have and a presence, and you look put together at least. What is your branding? But other than that, I think women do face that a lot.
Yes.
That's the biggest hesitation that I find with women when I'm actually coaching them is that I don't want to be on camera. And the key takeaway for me is letting go of your fear. Just let go. It's not about you. And that message came up again and again and again. And I
Yes.
loved it. So, if you want to be visible, if you want to have a following or a community, you have to be visible.
You have
And to be visible, you have to let go of your own insecurities and your maybe those limiting beliefs that you have and your insecurities that actually don't exist. But I think, like you said, everybody has those imperfections, and so I think imperfection is beauty.
Oh, I 100% agree.
I think so.
I have a client that I was having this conversation with a week ago.
Yeah.
Where I said, let me know your social media handle because we were working about how we can get more people, more eyeballs
Yes.
on what it is that she does.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I haven't posted anything for so long. And I went back and I looked at her content and I said, you haven't been on camera for months, maybe,
Wow.
why? And why? And she said, oh, I just found it all so exhausting to get myself ready and to do it all. And I think that's an area that people struggle with as well. The whole concept of it's exhausting, so therefore I put it aside and then I don't do.
But once you do it, Lisa, it's like anything. You practice it and then you get better at it and then you start flowing.
Absolutely.
And you don't even think about like, oh my God, it's hard work. With everything that is new, obviously you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's a good sign because that means it's growth. But that's the beauty. I always find that if I fear something, I feel like I've turned my fear into excitement. So anytime I do that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to learn something new. So for me, it's like, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to learn something. This is a good thing.
Love that.
So I've changed that meaning for me.
I mean, we don't get anywhere by staying in our comfort zone.
No, we don't.
You have to stretch yourself outside of where you currently are. Let's put yourself in a circle. You don't get anywhere by staying in that circle. So your circle has to get bigger. And as your circle gets bigger, you get bigger.
Absolutely.
And then as you get bigger, then you make your circle bigger again. And then you just continue to grow that way.
I loved this space. For me, I found that creators weren't just entertainers. They're actually business owners, they're founders, the change makers. And podcasters especially are creating these relationships and changing culture, and I loved that. And so for me, I felt like, especially in Dubai, and I felt it more here, that you feel valued as a content creator. You're really valued.
Absolutely.
Right?
It is a city that embraces creativity.
Yes.
Embraces entrepreneurialism.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, there's no limitations here.
Yeah. And what an honor. I think the highlight for me also was that I was waiting in the queue and I was like, where's all this crowd? And it was a standstill. And His Royal Highness, Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai, came through. And so for me to come to an event like that, wow, how amazing to grace his presence.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. And you would think
anywhere
in any other country where the president, the ruler comes through, the security would be so tight you wouldn't get anywhere near them. But here he can walk freely through the streets and know that it is such a safe place.
Yes.
That
if he can walk through the streets, anyone can.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I loved that. And I just thought, what an honor. It was so lovely. Because
he graces something like that with his presence.
Yeah. I mean, it's such I'm coming back next year. I might even be here. I've got it. I love Dubai and I have always loved it. I've made some great friends and even now some great connections. It's just something. There's an energy. There's a love in this place, and I felt it in those 3 days. I felt this high energy, creativity. Creativity doesn't have any age. It doesn't have any race. It doesn't have any sex. It has no status. Creativity is just from the heart. It's your expression, and that's why I love it.
Yeah. That's, I think, what I got from the summit as well.
Yes.
And the 3 days, I mean, there were key speakers that I absolutely enjoyed.
Yeah.
I went to a workshop with Vin Cheng.
Oh, how amazing is he?
And he is one of the biggest, let's say, the GOAT in my industry of voice communication skills coaching. So I spent 4 hours in a room with him.
Incredible.
And he was the same person in that room that he was online.
Yeah.
And he was very generous and just a really likable person who is definitely only out for other people's growth.
I really wanted to attend, but I just opted to see Will Smith instead.
Oh yeah, I know. And then we had that conflict.
That was like, I was like, who do I see? And I was like, oh, I'll catch Finn.
You couldn't be in multiple places at the same time.
There was actually too much going on. And but Will Smith, and he did his iconic rap in the end. Loved that.
Oh yeah.
I was buzzing. I'm still buzzing, actually, if you can feel it. I'm still buzzing from the 3 days. And I did feel a little bit the 4th day. I was like, oh, I need to go somewhere. Didn't you feel that? I felt like a withdrawal symptom.
Yeah, it was a bit like that.
Yeah.
But what about the closing ceremony?
Oh my gosh.
You can't forget that. We nearly didn't go. We nearly didn't go.
I thought, oh, shall we or shan't we? And then we had tickets for it. It was in our tickets included.
that
So I was
package.
like, okay, let's go. And so we went, and the opening act was amazing.
Yes. What a singer. What a voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's in his kandor, he's in his like traditional outfit, and then he comes with like Stevie Wonder and some iconic songs,
crooner songs.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is
Soul.
voice? Soulful, funk, soul. And I was like, this is my type of man. What's doing? I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the ceremony to be a little bit, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all. So that was the highlight for me as well.
Yes.
And the fireworks.
You'll have to tag him. We can't remember his name exactly, but put him.
Is it Aldemy or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's
not
let's put his name. His name will be mentioned
in the
below.
show notes. Yeah.
But yeah, that was me. And who doesn't love fireworks?
Yes.
Who doesn't love fireworks?
The drone show was really spectacular.
Amazing.
No,
So,
they put on an incredible 3 days. And gosh, if that's what they did this year, what's next year going to be like?
I think it's getting, well, I heard from some previous people who've attended that it's just getting better and better and better. So I will be organizing from London, definitely a whole retreat, a whole camp, book a whole plane, Emirates flight to come over from London to Dubai. But yeah, I love the city and creativity, innovation. It's future forward. That's what I love. I love the future forward vision.
Anything is possible.
Lisa, I've got my new glasses. Like, it's Dubai. It's a new vision, a new style.
Great on you.
And so, yeah, I really encourage those who are wanting to for next year that it's a no-brainer. 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
for sure.
For me too.
Yeah.